Hello, my beasties. Welcome to the lair. Today we're going to cover field stripping and cleaning the Sig P220 45 ACP. Like always, anytime we're handling firearms, safety is paramount. Always check that the firearm is clear with an empty magazine inserted in the pistol. Pull the slide to the rear until it locks into place and visually check the barrel. You're then going to press the magazine release and remove the magazine from the pistol and go ahead and set it to the side. We're now going to retract the slide to the stop and lock opening by engaging the slide catch lever. You're going to pull the slide back, press the slide catch lever up into that groove. You'll once again verify visually and physically you have no rounds in the chamber. Now we're going to rotate the takedown lever clockwise, then going to retract the side slightly, thus disengaging your slide catch lever. You're going to allow your slide to move forward in a controlled fashion. You are then going to slide the complete slide assembly forward and off of the frame. We're now going to set that aside. Turn your slide assembly upside down. You'll notice the recoil spring and recoil spring guide. Take your thumb and applying pressure gently, push forward and lift slightly from the rear. You're going to release it in a controlled manner. This time, you're going to remove the recoil spring guide and recoil spring assembly. You're going to grasp the recoil lug at the end of the barrel and lift up and pull the barrel to the rear, and we're going to set that off to the side. There's nothing holding it into place at this point. To clean the barrel, you can use a brush and solvent, such as Hops number 9. When using the brush, you're going to soak the brush in the solvent and move it back and forth in the barrel, going from the breech to the bore, or some people will say chamber to muzzle. When you are done scrubbing the barrel, you're going to wrap a clean cotton patch around the brush and push it through the barrel. Again, my firearm is clean, so I'm not going to needlessly scrub the barrel. You're then going to remove the brush and patch, pull the rod back through, change the patch, and repeat it as many times as you need until the patch comes out clean. If you don't like using brushes and patches, you can also use a bore snake. I prefer to do this if I'm in the field, if I'm at the range and I'm troubleshooting something, or if I'm going to be someplace that brushes and patches and solvents are a pain to take. What you're going to do is insert the bore snake with the long, narrow end into the chamber and pull it out, checking the barrel often until you see that it is clean. It will take several passes through. We're then going to run a bead of oil down the length of the barrel, again, chamber to muzzle, and spread it out with your finger. All that you need is a very light coating if this is what you are carrying. If you are going to be storing your firearm for an extended time, you can oil it a little heavier. To clean the slide, you're going to scrub all of the powder residue from the breech face. You're going to clean out the guide rail channels. I usually just put a drop of oil on my special Q-tips that are pointed and made for gun cleaning and clean it all out. After everything is clean, you are going to put a drop of oil on all load or friction bearing surfaces. A single drop on each surface spread out with a finger is all you need. You are then going to put a drop into each one of the guide rail grooves on the slide. If you notice you have any extra oil, it's very easy, just clean it up. Don't worry about it. We're now going to reassemble the slide. You're going to insert the barrel opposite of how you removed it, setting it into place, making sure that the vertical lug is sitting well into the slide. You're then going to place the spring guide and recoil spring into the slide assembly. You're going to have to push it forward using your thumb with a little bit of force until it is just past that stop. and then you will be able to set it down. As you can see, mine isn't straight. It's not a big deal. As you can see, all I do is just nudge it to the side with my thumb and it'll fall right into place. But make sure it's seated well in that groove. We're now going to put a drop of oil in each of the guides that the slide will reside in, and we're going to spread it using our finger. We are also going to put another drop in front of the groove that the slide resides in. Line the slide up with the frame rails and push the slide onto the frame and push it to the rear. Lock the slide into place, pushing the slide release up into that groove. We're then going to rotate the takedown lever back to its original horizontal position. And we're going to let our slide come forward. I like to work my slide action several times to make sure the oil spreads and it's not catching. In front of the slide release and just above it, as you could see in the initial picture, is the decocking lever. At this point, you're going to decock the firearm. Do not ever try to release the hammer manually. You can fire the weapon. The only safe way is to use the decocking lever. Then go ahead and just wipe any excess oil or dirt or fuzzies off of the frame and the slide. At this point, your pistol should look like it did when we started, but it should be cleaner. If you have a version of the Sig P220 that is stainless, you need to make sure you are using a stainless safe cleaner and oil. Not all of them are safe to use on stainless, and they can eat into the finish or get gummy on the metal. I'm not going to cover disassembly and reassembly of the magazines in this video. Again, if you'd like it, leave it down in the comments and I'll be sure to do a video on it. If you have any comments or questions, please go ahead and leave them down below. There's no shame in asking questions. We all start somewhere. So everybody needs to keep it respectful in the comments. Channel and checking out my video. I'd especially like to thank all my uncivilians and uncivil law who have given me a ton of support in putting this channel online. I couldn't do it without you guys. I am here to create any firearm content that you want. Go ahead and leave me topics that you want down in the comments, and I'll make sure to get to them. As always, thank you. Farewell, my beasties, and thanks for joining me in the lair. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.